Hey buddies, and welcome back to another plan with me. If you're new to the channel, my name is Jihan and I love creating art and all things planning. This month's theme is a mashup of a Skillshare class I did on folk design by Liz Kohler Brown and a new interest I have in embroidery. Except that I don't really do any stitching. I just enjoy watching videos on Pinterest about it, and then I save them to a board that I eventually hope to use. But I've been doing that for the past 7 to 8 years. While I have a mood board to inspire me, I don't want to be copying other artists' exact designs, so I've got some pictures of real flowers here, and I'll be attempting to stylize them in my own way. Right now, I'm just drawing a few designs. I don't know which ones I'll be using exactly, but if I have a few, then I can pick and choose the ones that look more cohesive together. I think this exploration phase is one most people skip, or tend not to show in their videos, and you can totally skip it. But I personally need the practice, and I want to be honest about my process. It's easy to look at a complete work and assume that the person who drew it had everything figured out from the beginning, but most of the time, it's a lot of doing the wrong thing to get closer to figuring out what the right idea is. As you can see by the journey of this flower here. Once I had a few elements, I wanted to bring them together in a shape. I've chosen a circle because embroidery loops, right? A lot of folklore design has a symmetrical pattern to it, which I want to recreate. To get this in Procreate, go to Settings, Canvas, put Drawing Guide on, and edit Drawing Guide to select Symmetry, but you'll have to zoom in to see if your shape is actually centered. To get your canvas to draw mirrored, you'll have to turn on the Layer Assist by tapping on the layer preview and selecting Drawing Assist. This version in green is still part of a rough phase. It's the guideline I'll use underneath the real layer. My color palette this month is only in part inspired by the month of December. I didn't want to make it too Christmassy with the traditional red and greens, but I'm not too far off from the Christmas family with a pop of yellow because why not? I probably should have used a reference image for the bird, but I was lazy and I wanted to see what would happen if I tried to wing it. Yeah, I said it, bird, wing it. Once I have my guide down, I'm going over everything in these disjointed lines to make it look like threading. The brush I'm using is ink bleed, so it has a nice texture that helps to sell the idea. I looked back at my reference images a few times, since I actually don't know anything about different types of stitches, and I wanted to have some variation in the line design. I first draw it all in one color, then alpha lock the layer to recolor it, because to draw and decide on colors at the same time is just too much at once. I would find it very overwhelming to be making so many creative decisions at once. I ended up changing this pale pink with the hue and saturation tool because it was too bright to work as a background against the other bright colors I already had. So never be disheartened when your colors are not working. You can always adjust them later on. The quote for this month is, "The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of it is to give it away," by Pablo Picasso, according to my Pinterest. This quote resonated with me because I hope that's what I'm doing with this channel. I know that I have a lot of fun thinking creatively and trying new things, and in sharing these videos and the free stickers, I hope I can share some of that joy and excitement. With the space on the left, I wanted to create a little separated to-do list, organized by the categories they fall into. My main categories at the moment are the Bloom Project, that's all things to do with this channel and my Etsy store, art for freelance and illustration work, and admin, all things that come part and parcel of functioning as an adult human being. You can use little highlighter dots to create your checklist like I've done here. Remember to download the free sticker page from the link in the description if you want to get the same look. From here on out, let's be honest, it's a lot of copy-paste rearrange, but I did add a touch of stitch marks, which was surprisingly quick. I think it really helps the digital journal have a handmade feel. Then, for the real planning and not just decorating, I checked in on my quarterly overview pages and added a few birthdays as well as some monthly reminders from the lifestyle sticker pack. I've saved these stickers to my elements since I use them so often. If you've been resisting elements for some time, like I was, just use them, they're really useful. I finished off the spread with these little cross-stitch stars in random places and moved on to the check-ins page. Here, I list my inputs and outputs for the month, as well as keep track of any insightful moments and anything notable with my health. I copied over the text box I created on the opening spread and transformed it into 3 varying shapes that look like pieces of cloth pinned to a board, at least to me. I made one of them its own little tracker to see the progress in my daily sketching habit. I'm going to mark them off with the little cross-hatch stars because it's so easy and on theme. Copying from my Procreate page, I placed some of the previously drawn images. This month I'm reading Anne of Green Gables and listening to the audiobook of Becoming by Michelle Obama. I know, I'm so behind because she has a new book now, but I prefer reading things when the hype is gone, and then I can feel free of other people's oppressive opinions all the time, and I can have my own. A quote I love from the book is, "Failure is a feeling long before it's a result." I already know that future me is going to thank past me for writing this down. I finished off the spread by separating the weeks on my health tracker because my eating habits tend to change around the weekends and I want to see if that has any effect on my health. On this weekly spread, I'm actually going to cover up the habit tracker. If I'm being honest, I just haven't been using it as much recently. There was a time where I really needed it because I had very little routine and needed a reminder of the habits that I wanted to implement into my life. Now I'm so aware of those habits like journaling, gratitude, reading daily, that when I'm not doing them, I'm actually very aware of it. It feels more important to me right now to be tracking my wins for the week because, as we learned, failure is a feeling. I have so many days that feel unproductive, but when I list out everything that did get done instead of didn't get done, I always surprise myself. I used the text box again to create the titles for each day. I tried a few stitching hand lettering for the days of the week, but it looked awful, so I decided on these spaced out letters that have the same rhythm as the stitching strokes with the gaps. It took way more concentration than I expected to not connect the letters with my everyday loopy handwriting. My next video will be a run-through of the 2023 planner I designed. It's already available for purchase on my Etsy shop, but just in case you want to see what it's all about before making the commitment, the video will be up soon, I hope. It's mostly quite similar to this one, with a few updates like an inbuilt goal-setting book and weekly schedule widgets that I'm sure will be planner changing. That's it for this month. Remember to get the hex codes and download the free stickers for this month or link below. Subscribe if you're interested in more free stickers in the future. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video to help others find this content. I would really appreciate it. Happy planning, goal getters!